And we are underway. The Warriors going from right to left from my viewpoint, down to up on your screen. Almost score immediately thanks to Marcus Oden in and out. The Generals on the push. Here comes Armas as he comes stumbling out of bounds and he gets fouled hard by Marcus Oden. His first personal, team's first. The Generals, the WWAR Generals, known as the Wounded Warriors Abilities Ranch, founded in Pinellas Park, Florida. It was originally founded by Mike Delancey, a wounded veteran himself, and this program was started for people who were in his shoes. It was for outreach for wounded veterans. Second free throw is good for Samuel Armas, and the Generals are on board. Paul Jackson says he wants to come with a statement here in the opening game to make sure that we are on our right footing and execute all the plays necessary needed to make a run. As K misses from the left baseline. Schultz using the Rossi screen, well covered by K. McDaniel, errant pass down low, tried to find Rossi, but it gets intercepted by the Warriors. Brian Bell down low to K, loses handle of the ball. It's a Warriors turnover. Nice dish down low. Has the ball, corrals, screening off the top of the backboard. But it was a nice two-man game. Just unfortunate that it was Armas' shot that went in eventually, but it's out of bounds. Here's Brian Bell, wheeling through traffic, misses it off the glass. He's open, rattles that one in. James Cook with the deep two, puts the Generals by 3. Nice soft touch by James. Puts in as the Warriors have yet to score as Posh looked for Johnson. The ball gets corralled up his head. As that's going to be a quick Warriors timeout. 7.5 left to play in the first quarter. Head coach Paul Jackson beside himself over the decision making. And we'll be back after a short moment. The Warriors offense, despite coming in hot, they've yet to get the bucket they've been looking for, while the Generals have opened up the scoring. They're up 3-0. Armas had the opening free throw, followed by a James Cook shot that rattled in. And now we're at this point. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Anthony McDaniel for two. Generals with a quick 5-0 start. The Warriors look to find an answer. Costin navigating the Odin screen. That one's too strong. The Warriors, that might as well have been their best look to date as we're approaching 6:40 left to play here in the first quarter. While the Generals have been knocking down their timely shots as they needed. Errant pass by Samuel Armas. And that's going to be a Generals turnover now on the other side of the floor. James Cook was open for the jumper. The shot that he hit earlier off the top of the middle. And now the Warriors have a chance to get on the scoring block as we're 6:30 left to play here in the first quarter. Brian Bell, nice bounce pass down low to Costin. The Olympian is one for a reason, makes the right play and finds Sailor Costin. And now the Warriors finally on the board. Aaron behind the back pass by McDaniel, turned over and picked up by Odin. Odin to Bell, and he'll go to the foul line. First personal and now first team foul against the Generals. Samuel Armas will get called for the foul. Bell rolled in transition really well. Almost converted the and one opportunity, but you could see the wheel-to-wheel contact which almost made him lose balance as Bell misses the first free throw. There are over 30 total Para-Olympians here in this tournament today. We have two of them here. Brian Bell, who just missed his second free throw, as well as Paul Schultz, number 14, as that shot is off. Schultz the rebound, saves it to McDaniel. That's going to be a quick timeout, a 1-minute duration. 5.5 left to play. Generals by 3. NWBA action brought to you by Performax, as this is day 1 out of 3 for this nice weekend. It's nothing but the national tournament here in men's Division I between the number 4 Golden State Road Warriors and the number 13 WWAR Generals. As referee Gabe Beecham made the call, it's going to be Golden State basketball. Referee Gabe Beecham talking to our scorers table, wanting the time to be at 4:54. So far, it's been a fairly even matchup, at least on offense. The Warriors still only have a bucket as we're just approached past the halfway point. It's a touchdown pass to Olden for Golden State. Couldn't get the layup. Like the biggest lid in the world, corralling over the Generals basket. The Warriors keep struggling, scoring the ball here to open up the first quarter. Armis will take. Bell the rebound. Bell gets trapped behind the half-court line, feeds it to Oden. Oden one-on-one with Schultz, and here comes Bell rolling in. Couldn't get the layup on the other end. The pace starting to increase. Leaner is missed. Offensive rebound couldn't be converted by Rossi. The Warriors look to make a break for it. Brian Bell looking to shake, mixing it down the middle, finds the open man, and there's the bucket they've been looking for. Kenneth Johnson off the bench with an instant offense play. Generals by 1, 3.5 left in the first quarter. As Schultz gets fouled under the basket, everybody in the Enrico Sports and Events Center could hear that one. Now Kenneth Johnson called for his first personal, now team's second. There you see the open man Johnson swishing in that one. Paul Schultz, instrumental as always in the wheelchair basketball community. An Olympian, has had a decorated career and still playing at a high level. 1 of 2 from the line. Generals by 2, a little bit less than 3.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter as there's Oden under the basket and cuts it in. Tied ball game at 6 apiece. There's the Oden off the quick feed. The Generals moving the ball quickly, and it gets rewarded. Paul Schultz, back-to-back makes, and he'll go to the line. Christoph Posch, now his first personal, team's third for the Warriors. And one opportunity. He gets clipped on the back wheel, and Posch fails to convert the three-point play. Ball gets tipped around, and Golden State have it. Bell passes it to Oden. Bell down low. Here's Johnson. Fails to put it in. Schultz with the full head of steam, and he lays it in. Paul Schultz with a blazing hot start leads the Generals with 5 points. Couldn't be caught in transition. Oden could only try and contest from behind. As the Warriors need a quick timeout, it's Sailor Costin making the call. Generals by 4, 2:12 left to play here in the first. Both teams coming out of their huddle. You could hear the Warriors bench shout 1, 2, 3 defense. As Brian Bell was talking to his teammates, he's talking about how he wants some of the players to drop out of the center so he can get more of the looks, but also drop down low on defense so it doesn't get crowded. Errant pass made, recovered by Golden State. Oden finds Posh, gets swatted by Schultz. Excellent rejection by Schultz to recover on the 2-on-1 play. There you see it just comes flying from the screen to make the extra effort. Oden to K, gets blocked. Second opportunity short. New shot clock for Golden State, and the bank is open for Marcus Oden. Marcus Oden leading all Warriors players with 4. Cuts the Generals' lead down to 2. Day 1 of the Nationals. This is the 10 a.m. game, the second one we've had on this court. That swish is pure. For the Generals, it's Samuel Armas now sitting at 3. Generals now up by 4. Bell finds Oden. 2 for 2. Back-to-back makes for Marcus Oden. Cuts the Generals' lead down to 2 as we approach 45 seconds remaining of the first quarter. Schultz just looking for an option. Rattles in and out on the shot. A 3 from Oden. That one's pure. Marcus Oden, 9 points in the first quarter, puts the Warriors by 1. Game clock winding down, 2 seconds left. He'll heave. Almost banks it in. The Warriors, down by as much as 4 here in the first quarter, crawl back up by 1. Thanks to a Marcus Oden 3 ball. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Swish for Oden. Warriors by 1.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports?
I found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now at Formax, it's our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. Once they find a chair that suits them, anything's possible.
You understand the ins and outs of a chair or your weapon, you're unstoppable.
NWBA action brought to you by Performax. It's day 1 out of 3 for this NWBA national tournament here in the adults division here in Richmond, Virginia. The Warriors down by as much as 4, but you can thank Marcus Oden for giving them a 1-point lead here to start up the second quarter. Marcus Oden for Golden State with 9. While Kenneth Johnson and Saylor Costin have 2 apiece. For the Generals, Paul Schultz has been leading the charge with 5, Samuel Armas with 3, and James Cook with 1. That shot is up and in. The Generals reply back up by 2. Bell has the ball as he gets fouled by Corey Rossi. That's his first personal. Team's first here in the second quarter. The Warriors committed as much as 3 fouls in the first, while the Generals committed 1 in the first. Here's Odom over 3 defenders. Couldn't convert that one. Odom had the hot hand at the end of the first. Coach Paul Jackson may have wanted other options, as that's a wide open dish down low to Anthony McDaniel. Paul Schultz with the feed. Generals by 3. Bell. Here's Kay. Too strong from the foul line. Schultz will take it all the way himself. Rebound eventually corralled by Posh, but it's going to be Golden State ball. Referee blew a foul, by looks of it, on the rebound against the Generals. Errant pass by Posh, intercepted by Rossi. He'll fade, fails to bank it in, and he gets his own offensive rebound. Nice defense by Bell on the swipe as the Warriors look to push. Bell weaving through the middle. Dishes it down low to Costin. Fails to convert. Here's Armas. Will fade over K. Will fade over Posh, excuse me. And he'll go to the line. So Christoph Posh called for his second personal. Now first team foul against Golden State here in the second quarter. Samuel Armas now 2 of 3 from the line today. I should say 2 of 4. Arthur Renowitzki now checking in. Mickey K now taking a seat on the bench. That is what Coach Paul Jackson has drawn up, as Samuel Armas converts both of the free throws. Generals up by 5. Samuel Armas' 2 free throws now puts him as the joint leading scorer for the WWAR Generals, together with Paul Schultz, as they have an 18-13 lead over the number 4 seed Golden State Road Warriors. NWBA action brought to you by Performax here in Richmond, Virginia, as this is the opening day of the national tournament here in the adult division. Brian Bell has yet to score, as he's regarded as one of their best players, as Gill knocks down the shot from the left side. Hall of Famer Chuck Gill now on the board. Rossi resets to Cook. The wing shot is good. Anthony McDaniel now sits at 6 points. Generals by 5. And they just move the ball so nicely. Just find patience. They eventually found the look they were looking for, as the full court press is working for the Generals. Armas lays it in. The Generals taking control early here in the second quarter with a 7-point lead, 6 and some change, as that's another turnover for Golden State. Here's Armas, will take, rattles it in. Samuel Armas now with 9, and he has the Generals up by 9. The number 4 seed losing a little bit of control here in the second quarter, as we may have a Cinderella story on our hands, as Paul Schultz will get called for his first personal. Team second. The number 13 seeded WWAR Generals will look to upset the number 4 Golden State Road Warriors, who has plenty of experience under their belts at the highest stages of this sport. Odom sets, fails to connect for 3. Schultz, his wheel was out of bounds, ended up getting picked up by Odin. So it's a Generals turnover. Renowitzki, Bell, Odin, Kay and Gill, no, Posh and Gill are on the floor for Golden State. Head referee Gabe Beecham blew the whistle immediately as a Golden State player is on the floor. Rossi. Across to Schultz, down low to McDaniel. He fails to convert. Gill receives it back from Posh. He'll take. Misses from the foul line. The Generals taking their time on offense, not afraid to be patient to get the looks to extend their 9-point lead. Schultz spins off the McDaniel screen. He'll take the 2. Gill gets the rebound. Coach Paul Jackson screaming, push the ball inside. Gill gets it back for Renowitzki. Armas down low. McDaniel will go to the line. Christoph Posch now in foul trouble with 3:12 left to play here in the second quarter. His third personal, now second team foul against the Warriors. Both teams sharing 2 team fouls apiece here in the second. The Warriors had 3 in the first, while the Generals had 1. Anthony McDaniel, the soft touch, gives now the Generals their largest lead of the game. They've been playing like the better seed, and that is why. Getting every loose ball and hustle play as you can, while the Warriors have not been looking like themselves lately, as Bell gets the rebound. Bell off the Odin screen. Too far. The Generals in control. Armas couldn't get a hold on the pass. He says, my bad on that one. Just way too far away from the basket for his liking. But that doesn't change the fact that the Generals are commanding this 10-point lead. 13 seed so far ahead against the 4 seed. And it's been looking very convincing to start up this first half. Gill down low to Posch. Connects for 2. Christoph Posch stopping the momentarily bleeding as they're approaching the 2-minute mark before the end of the first half. They yet again run through Bell when they need something desperately. Shot looked good from Rossi, too far to the right. Couldn't be saved by Armas going out of bounds, and the Warriors will have the basketball. They could look to string together a few buckets in a row. Here's Posch, full head of steam. Fails to convert from the Odom feed. McDaniel uncontested for 2. Took a nice evening stroll, didn't change pace or nothing as he puts the Generals back up by 10. Anthony McDaniel, joint leading scorer with the Generals together with Samuel Armas. And Coach Paul Jackson has seen enough. Generals by 10, a minute 13 left here in the second quarter. Anthony McDaniel and Samuel Armas have a combined 18 points out of the Generals' 27 as WWAR have a 27-17 lead. A minute approaching Before the end of the first half, this is NWBA action, brought to you by Performax. A 10-second violation is now going to be called against Golden State. And for Ball Jackson's team, it's gone from bad to worse. They failed to get into the offensive rhythm they have been looking for, and also they've been making costly mistakes. And when you add the fact that the Generals have been controlling the controllables, known as the plays on the glass and the hustle and the efforts, well, deservedly so, they have this 10-point lead. McDaniel fails to convert on the mid-range shot. Gill feeds it across to Bell, who saves it on the baseline. Bell aggressively goes down the middle, and a foul will be called against Corey Rossi of the Wounded Warriors Abilities Ranch. That's his second personal, now team's third. 42.4 remaining before the end of the half. The Generals will now look to make sure they end the half on a positive note, as Gill has it for the Warriors. Ball goes out of bounds. The Generals will have it. And Paul Jackson exclaiming to his team, stop settling for outside shots. We need to attack inside. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. The Warriors will look to get the best look possible. Shots missed by Rossi. Five seconds. Here's Brian Bell, hounded by the defense. Looked for Renowitzki, and that's going to be no shot for Golden State. The WWAR Generals have a 10-point lead. Your score is 27-17, and we will be back in the third quarter. Will we see an upset? We don't know yet, but we'll figure it out in the third and fourth quarter. Brought to you by Performax.
Today we're at Performax here with Matt Bolig. Can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you were injured, how long ago, and how adaptive sports has, kind of helped you in your rehabilitation?
I got hurt lifting weights in college at Ottawa. I was doing step-ups and 315 pounds and stepping up on a box, and it just slipped one day, came down on my butt, and actually pinched my spinal cord at T11, T12. And I thought that was the end, honestly. If it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't be in the adaptive sports world. Meeting all the people that not only play basketball, but do other things has led me to countless adventures around here. When I was at Mizzou, I played basketball, obviously, but I needed a capstone internship to graduate. And my capstone internship was out in Utah. Out there, I learned how to wakeboard. I did mountain biking, rock climbing, rode cycles, in town played sled hockey, and that just kind of blew up my world in a way that was good. I just thought it was only basketball, honestly, and tennis. Once I found those things, it was love at first sight. I came back, met up with Midwest Adaptive Sports, that's who I work for now.
And they're located in Kansas City?
Yeah, they're located in Kansas City. All of our teams are managed by a director, so I'm the director of basketball. We do everything we did out in Utah, except for no mountain biking on top of mountains. It's cut trails and forests and stuff like that, but it's fun. You and I, we grew up playing sports before we were hurt or injured, and that's something that kids with disabilities who are born with it, don't have a choice. It's a need. It's definitely a need.
So we're excited to work with you and see if we can keep meeting the needs of your program as it evolves and grows over time.
Definitely. No, thank you guys so much for what you guys have done in the past and in the future too.
For me, what is important is that I possibly had a little piece of something to do with you and your game along the way. It's all about the person next to you, man. I always felt that way with teammates and in life, you know. It's about other people. I played for the U.S. national team for 4 different decades and was a captain of most of those teams. And there was some gold medals and other medals and a lot of jubilation and a lot of heartbreak along the way. But all that's got me to this point right now where I'm in a give back mode. I've always felt that way about basketball, is to not just be on the take. I became commissioner of the NWBA as a player just because of my desire to try to leave the sport better than, you know, when I was in it. 3-on-3 came to me because I love street ball. I thought about the opportunity where other players would get the chance to play with great players that they never thought they'd have the chance to play with. That's why the format here is you enter as an individual and then we do a draw or make the draw ourselves so that we level the playing field as much as we can. PerformX is involved and we bring in some of their players to sprinkle with the local talent. It's just got win-win written all over it. Every year we have some new faces, but the core group keeps coming back because they love it. I get a lot of feedback from young players that I made a difference in their life, not just basketball, but in their life. And that I can take with me with my head up high, even more so than wins and golds. With the start of this 3-on-3, it's bigger than any individual. It's bigger than me. It's not what you lost, it's what you gained.
We're here at PerformX today with the one and only Matt Scott.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for making the trip to Dallas.
This is my first trip to the PerformX headquarters, so I had never actually seen what it takes for it to go from like a small couple bars to a gold medal chair. Yeah, finished product. It's been amazing and a cool experience to see a finished product and what it starts from.
Tell us a little bit about how the involvement with PerformX helps you achieve your goals as an athlete.
The first wheelchair basketball chair that I've ever had was a PerformX. The first time I've ever been in a sports chair was a PerformX. And I think me playing in a PerformX really allows me to perform at the best of my ability.
Let's talk about the U.S. Paralympic team a little bit. So you're a defending gold medalist.
That's right.
Can you talk about your journey to get that gold?
It was quite the drought that we were on. I was part of the team in 04, in 08, in 2012 that wasn't able to bring home the gold. So to finally make our way up to the top of the mountain and show the world what we're truly capable of was just, I mean, it took a lot.
So you have your professional wheelchair basketball career in Europe.
Yep.
Then obviously you have some involvement here in the U.S.
Yep.
What are your future plans for that?
Well, I want to go to Tokyo. It's no secret to anybody that I want to be a part of that team. I'm going to work my butt off and bring home another gold medal. That's the ultimate goal. We've set a standard for ourselves, a golden standard. We've proved to the world that we're the best team, and I want to be a part of it when we do it back to back.
Welcome back to the second half of NWBA action here in the Enrico Sports and Events Center in Richmond, Virginia. Will we see a Cinderella story as the number 13 ranked WWAR Generals have a 27-17 lead against the number 4 seeded Golden State Road Warriors? Schultz in transition, leans back, fails to convert. Ball gets battled around, hustled and tussled, and it's going to be a jump ball. If you're the Generals, you just want to keep playing the way you guys have been doing, and that's just taking control of the controllables, controlling the rebounds, taking care of the hustle plays, and just making your opponents play to your game. While I spoke to head coach Paul Jackson for Golden State, he specifically said about the first half, they've been speeding us up. They've been forcing us to make mistakes that we normally don't make. And we do not normally play this way. We want to play inside instead of taking shots that are beyond what we're capable of. We know we're a better team than this. Oden will take and knock it down. Marcus Oden, his first bucket now in the second half. He went scoreless in the second quarter, but had 9 in the first. His last 3 ended up putting them up 13-12 before ending the first quarter. Oden gets it down under the right block. Nice feed. Costin couldn't convert under. Armas curling around the baseline. Nice screen set by McDaniel. He couldn't convert the dish down low. Bell, a one-armed feed right to Oden, and he puts it in. Touchdown for Marcus Oden, thanks to Brian Bell with a full court nuke. As the Generals now are up by 6, 2 minutes played here in the third quarter. Armas, errant pass to Schultz, who couldn't get a handle on it. And now the Warriors are looking to gain some steam as the Generals need to call a quick timeout. A 4-0 run for the Warriors, as they're only down by 6. NWBA action will be back soon.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports?
I found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now Formax is our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. Once they find a chair that suits them, anything's possible.
When you understand the ins and outs of a chair or your weapon, you're unstoppable.
The Warriors with a little bit of life to open up the third quarter. They're only down by 6, down by as much as 10, which was the largest lead of the game for the Generals. With Marcus Oden, 2 quick buckets to open up the third. Warriors with the ball now, looking to crawl back. They're the number 4 seed for a reason. They've been in this position before, as Marcus Oden cannot be stopped. 15 points for the big man. Generals by 4. Schultz will take. Misses off the back iron. The Warriors controlling the pace. Here's Brian Bell maneuvering right down the middle, down low to Odom. Gets sent back by Rossi, and here come the Generals on the attack. Schultz, high looping pass, but had too much on it for Armas. And that's a turnover you cannot have if you're the Generals. You had a decent numbers advantage on the break. You went for the quick loop pass that had too much on it when you need an easy bucket to stop the bleeding. And here comes Mickey K failing to convert on the open layup. Cook gets it stolen by Bell right before their half-court line. And Golden State in firm control of the third. Dish down low. What a save by K. Odom will go and take it, but it will be out of bounds. But what a save by K. If we can look into the replay, it could have been the play of the day. Bell find K under the basket, cutting from the left baseline. As he's falling behind him, found Odom, who just got fouled. Bell to beat the shot clock. Misses off the backboard. Armas will take and connect. Samuel Armas now leading the way for the Generals with a team-high 11 points. He has Anthony McDaniel right behind him with 9. Restores the General lead back up to 6 as we approach the halfway point of the third. Six seconds left on the shot clock. The Warriors need something fast. 1 second, it's Bell. Couldn't bank it in. Schultz, one hand heaves it. And here's Samuel Armas in transition. Gets stolen by Mickey K. Bell, nice dish. And here's Odom with the reverse. Marcus Oden on fire here to start in the third. He has 8 points by himself. He has all of the Warriors' 8 as the Generals only up by 4.
Look at Mickey!
Bell off the screen. Tried to find the cutting K, but it's turned over. And here comes Anthony McDaniel missing on the other end. Referee says it was last touched by Brian Bell. So it's going to be Generals basketball. There you see the nice reverse converted by Marcus Oden, who's having a fantastic day. The Generals fail to convert on the other end. The Warriors have the ball now. It's Costin handling the rock, crossing the timeline. Bell tried to find Oden. It's a Golden State turnover. And the Generals will now look to limit their damage control. They've only scored 2 points here in the third, and we have 3:30 left to play. That's an open shot, and good. Corey Rossi with his first 2 points. Generals now by 6. K flips it. Here's Costin, and he'll score. Sailor Costin cuts the Generals' lead now down back to 4. And it's been a big momentum swing for the number 4 seed as they're looking to erase the deficit set by the Generals. Schultz misses from the baseline, and here come Golden State. Bell the dish to Odin. Ball corrals out of bounds. As a James Cook will be called for his first personal. Now team's first here in the third quarter. So neither team has fouled in the third with 2:28 left to play. The Generals have only scored 4 total points in the third, while the Warriors have scored 10. They raced as much as a 10-point deficit, and you can thank Marcus Odin for that, as he has led the way with 8 points alone here in the third. Failed to make it 10. Rebound taken by Paul Schulte. This is the Generals' only third year as a collective. Nice dish down low. Here's Cook, gets swiped away by Brian Bell, and he'll draw the foul on Paul Schulte. Schultz, second personal. Second team foul here in the third quarter as we approach just under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Costin down low. Here's Odin. Gets pushed under the basket. That's not going to be a shot. That's not going to be a shooting foul, just a common foul. Ref Gabe Beecham with the call. Third personal foul against Paul Schulte. Now third team foul against the Generals. So what do you do when your player coach is in foul trouble? If he can't play, well, he'll just coach. But he's been so instrumental in taking charge for this Generals roster so far in this game. He's quarterback, commander, Army general, as you may, and he's an Olympian. So he's been in these scenarios countless of times. Odin fails to rattle it in. Would have made it a single bucket game had he connected. Rossi fails to convert, and the scoring struggles continue for the Generals as yet another big-time heave by Bell to Odin, and this time Odin will go to the line. Head coach Paul Jackson trying to proclaim that's more of an unsportsmanlike. He was just wrapping around him. But Odin, nevertheless, will go to the foul line, fails to convert the first one. In what's been a turnaround for this Warriors team. Number 4 seed against the number 13 WWAR Generals, standing for Wounded Warriors Abilities Ranch. Marcus Odin converts the second free throw, now sits at 18 points, and it's now a 3-point Generals lead, which was as much as 10 to open up the third. The Generals keep failing to convert their scoring opportunities as Mickey K gets stopped in transition for Golden State. Odin a 3, that one short. Both referee Gabe Beecham and Fidel Davia is on the call. So Mickey K now called for his first personal. Now teams first here in the third quarter for Golden State. As we approach half a minute left to play here in the third. McDaniel, too strong on that one. Odin with the basketball. Bell, nice bounce pass, and Kay with the right-handed layup. And it was now down to a 1-point game as the Generals will look to recover. But before they do, referee blew a whistle immediately. And that will do it for the end of the third quarter. A 10-point lead eradicated. Now down to 1. Generals up 31-30. 10 minutes left to play. A 10-point lead for the Generals heading into halftime has cut down now to 1. The Warriors with a 13-4 run in the third quarter. And this Cinderella story may need a quick halt. NWBA action brought to you by Performax. The matchup between the number 4 Golden State Road Warriors against the number 13 WWAR Generals out of Pinellas Park, Florida. Here's Odin, finds Bell on the left wing. Here's Costin. Here's Kay. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Errant pass by Kay, intercepted by Rossi. Here comes Schulte, and he'll lay it in. Head coach, captain Paul Schulte puts the Generals back up by 3, and that's an instantaneous steal by Armas. And the Warriors going back to their ways of looking for that full court play, and you know that's a risk you sometimes have to take. As Armas cutting to the basket will go to the foul line. Brian Bell called for his first personal, now teams first in the fourth quarter. Free throws just short by Armas. And just about the last turnover, Coach Paul Jackson told his starting point guard, Mickey K, settle down. We don't need to go for these huge plays off the get-go. Just let the game come to us. There's still 9 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Generals up by 3. Samuel Armas, leading scorer for the Generals with 11 points. Knocks down the second free throw and now sits at a dozen. The Warriors came out blazing at the start of the third quarter. The Generals this time will look to match that in the fourth. 34-30 ball game. Odin, nice dish down low to Costin, fails to convert. That would have been a nice play to at least cut the deficit down to 2 as the Generals look to make way to the basket. And spinning layup is up and in. Samuel Armas back-to-back makes Generals by 6. Here's Brian Bell, shut down on the corner by McDaniel. Nice dish, and he finishes himself. Brian Bell aggressively to the basket, and the Olympian is finally onto the board with his first 2 points. Schulte gets doubled, has to reset it up top. Shot clock winding down. It's now to 7 seconds. Bell with the swipe. As the ball goes out of bounds, it's 4 seconds left on the shot clock for the Generals. Schultz will heave off the backboard, and Golden State have it. Bell to Odin. Bank is closed, but he snatches up his own offensive rebound for the score. Marcus Odin with 20 out of the Warriors' 34 points. Generals by 2. A top 8 guarantee for the winner here today. But will it be the Cinderella run Generals or the number 4 ranked Warriors? And there you see the Warriors defense forcing a Generals turnover. Brian Bell hounding all over Corey Rossi. And he wants that victory. A 3 for the lead. First one they've had since the end of the first quarter. A 2 to tie. Bell just dancing around a Costin screen. Ball gets intercepted and picked up by Armas. Leaked it forward, but it gets stolen away by Odin. Tried to balance his way from going out of bounds. But referee Fidel Davia is there and had the perfect view of it. Schultz will take. Offensive rebound taken by Cook. Schultz has it back. Schultz will try again. Rattles in and out from the corner. That was huge, which could have turned the swing in which the Warriors have been controlling. And Golden State needs a quick timeout. Generals by 2. 6 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports?
I found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now Formax is our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. Once they find a chair that suits them, anything's possible.
When you understand the ins and outs of a chair or your weapon, you're unstoppable.
5.5 left to play here in the fourth quarter between the number 4 ranked Golden State Road Warriors and the number 13 ranked WWAR Generals. And WBA action brought to you by Performax. This is day 1 out of 3 in the adult division. Bell, nice dish down low to K. Tried to get the angle, saves it to Bell, who water polos it in. A game that is now as close as it can be, tied at 36 apiece. How will the Generals respond after their dominant first half? Failed to respond in the second. Schultz finds Antonio McDaniel. Up to Cook, back to Schultz. He's open and still can't find the bottom of the net. The Warriors look to get their first lead since the end of the first quarter. Kay was left open, looking for another option. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Bell has to take. He'll make. Brian Bell gives the Warriors a 1-point lead with 2-point lead with 4 minutes left to play. Winner gets a top 8 spot, and the Warriors, down by as much as 10, have crawled their way back up by 1 possession. The Generals need an answer. Still fail to find it. As a huge call is made, it's going to be Generals basketball as they need to talk some things over. Warriors back up by 2. 3:26 left to play in the fourth. Back with some NWBA action here in the Enrico Sports and Events Center in Richmond, Virginia. The Golden State Road Warriors, the number 4 seed, down by as much as 10 at the half. Against the WWAR Generals, the score was 27-17. And now with 3.5 remaining in the fourth, the Warriors crawl back up by 2, but not anymore. Paul Schulte with 9. Five seconds left on the shot clock. Rattles in and out for Christoph Posch. And the Generals will have it. Crossing the timeline is Schultz. He'll take. Still struggling to put the ball in the net, especially on the longer attempts. He's converted his 1 attempt under the basket, which got us to this point. Kay fails to convert under the basket. Schultz the pass. Shots too strong for Rossi. Golden State have it. 2 minutes remaining. 38-38 is your score. Will we see a Cinderella run as Brian Bell with an errant pass. Will we see the Warriors, the leading favorites, on top heading into the quarters? Schultz down low to Rossi. Extra feed, Armes fails to bank it in. Here comes Kay. He has teammates beside him. Shielded well by Schulte, and it's another turnover for Golden State. The Generals look to push, and it's Schulte all the way for 2. Paul Schulte with 11 points puts the Generals up by 2. A minute remaining. Will we see an upset? We're a minute away to find out. You gotta commend the game plan to stop Brian Bell from doing what he wants. He sits at 4. Kay with the heave. Posh last had a hand on it. Ball goes out of bounds. Golden State need a quick breather as the Generals are up by 2. 37 seconds remaining. Upset or not, 37 seconds away to find out. You need to tune into this one. Generals up 40-38 with 37 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Golden State, the number 4 ranked team. The number 13 ranked team, the WWAR Generals, are up by 2 and could pull a stunning upset to open up the national tournament here in Richmond, Virginia for the adult division. This is Division 1. We have Hall of Famers, Team America players for the national team, all playing for bragging rights for the number 1 team in the country. Seven-second difference between shot and game clock. Armes fell off his chair. No foul called. Jump ball. A huge call down the stretch. Paul Jackson and his fellow Warriors players are exclaiming it's white ball. No call made. Generals basketball, 11 seconds remaining here in the fourth. And they foul Paul Schulte immediately. So that's now the second team foul against Golden State. And they're going to pile it on. Mickey K, his second personal. Expect Golden State to use their remaining fouls left to try and stop the clock from burning as much as possible. And you can hear the Warriors bench, Arthur Renowitzki, say, go for the steal first. Schulte just dribbling away with it and gets chased and fouled by Mickey K. The clock is still running. Clock went down to as much as 5.5. And that's the time we have remaining. The Generals to inbound. 5.5 seconds away from an upset. K came with the steal. And a holding foul will be called. And the only number 11 on the floor is Christoph Posch. His fourth personal. And now the fourth team foul. So that's their last foul to give. 5.5 seconds remaining. The Warriors have to foul immediately.
He's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. Timeout.
And Paul Jackson looking to use a timeout. 5.5 seconds remaining. Generals by 2. An upset is upon our hands. When you look at the situation at hand, Golden State, the number 4 seed in the country, squaring off against the number 13, the WWAR Generals. It's been a back and forth action. The Warriors were up by as much as 1 in the end of the first quarter. And then it was all Generals to end the half. They were up by as much as 10. And then here come the Warriors crawling back in the third, answering back, and they were down by as much as 2. And now the Generals have crawled their way back up from the 1 possession deficit, now up by 2. And here we are at this scenario. It's been a foul game, 11.5 seconds remaining. Golden State had 1 foul. 5.5 remaining, they now have 4. They have no more fouls to give. Any foul will be free throws. And the Generals will try and burn as much clock as possible. As Munya Mahia just now checking into the game, fouling immediately. 2 huge free throws for one of the biggest upsets we'll see in this tournament so far. This is day 1 already. 3.3 remaining. Anthony McDaniel, 1 of 2 from the line. And if he makes 2, it'll be nothing but out of reach for the number 4 seed. And the number 13 ranked Wounded Warriors Abilities Ranch will advance. Anthony McDaniel misses the first one. Knocks down the second free throw. Anthony McDaniel now with 10. 3.3 remaining. No timeout called. Bell looks to inbound. A full court heave goes off the roof. And we got to figure out what the call will be. It's going to be Generals basketball with 3.3. Schulte has it. And he'll get fouled. He'll go to the line. So almost no time remaining. As Mickey K will draw his 4th personal foul, now 5th team foul for the Warriors. Referee Fidel Davila looks to talk with the scorers table about how much time is left on the clock. As that was happening, Paul Schulte was taking the free throw. But what a game we have witnessed. An upset, to say the least. Schulte knocks it down. It's nothing but a 4-point game. Oden will take it, and that will do it. The Wounded Warriors Abilities Ranch pull off the upset and beat the number 4 ranked Golden State Road Warriors. The team out of Pinellas Park, Florida moves on, and they've guaranteed their spot